It's always good to see a bad guy fall in love with a, sweetheart. It's so funny to watch how a guy who has a heart colder than the North Pole turns into a lovey-dovey softie when he finally finds someone who he loves. It's just like you and me when we were 14 years old thinking about being mysterious and how having Sasuke's hair was cool. Now, considering the fact that the last few years might have been hard for us weebs who love to go out and about to find their real waifu, so these entries are for you. Just know that you've come to the right spot. We've compiled a list of 13 plus anime where the bad boy falls in love with the girl. From oldies but goldies to a series that has more chicken cameos than Stan Lee in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. We've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and let's go on this heck of a journey. At number 14, we have Kami-sama Kiss, a Japanese anime that tells the story of Nanami. Nope, not Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen. I know he's hot, but chill. She's a high school student with a rather sad life. This was because her dad left her and just made Nanami shoulder all the debt he had. Whoa. What a bad dad. Hashtag bad dad. Nanami was sitting by herself in the park after losing her house. While crying, she saw a man being chased by a dog, so she rescued him. They start talking and he invites her to his home. Turns out, his home is actually just a rundown shrine. The spirits and Tomo, a fox-like spirit, mistake her for the man she rescued, which was actually the shrine's land god. So my question is, how can a land god be attacked by dogs? Who knows? And at number 13, we have Arifureta, from Commonplace to World's Strongest. This anime revolves around Hajime Nagumo, an ordinary guy who does nothing but watch anime. Yes, just like me. He spends a lot of his time alone since his classmates bully him. One day, a strange event happens, and his class gets transported into a strange world. The first thing that happened to everyone once they were transported was that they gained incredible magical abilities. But not Hajime. He received a really low-level class. Hajime can't get a win in the real world, and not even in this one. You gotta do my boy like that? This guy needs some of my luck. So while on a training exercise, they were getting destroyed by a boss, and Hajime used all his powers to save his classmates. But he was betrayed and fell into the abyss. This guy cannot get a break. Now, while trying to survive, he meets a vampire named Yu. And now down the road, things have changed and Hajime isn't a nerd, but a full-blown badass cold MC. And as you can probably guess, Hajime and Yu will end up together, but the question remains, is Yu the only girl? Insert sound effect. Dun, dun, dun. And at number 12, we have 86. Moving up the list, we have a terrific romantic thriller and action anime that will keep you stuck to your screen till the end. But before that, did you know what Google gave me when I searched for 86? A graph. Thanks, Google. The anime shows a continuing conflict between two neighboring countries, the Giadian Empire and the Republic of San Magnolia. The Empire of Giadia is really advanced as a kingdom in terms of technology, meanwhile the Republic of San Magnolia has just recently begun to develop. It's a developing country, my guys. In their wars, San Magnolia claims that all those who were fighting were drones, but that's all a lie. There are soldiers called 86 who are discriminated against and made to fight against the Giadian Empire inside the drones. So yes, the message behind this anime is racism, which is bad. 186 is named The Undertaker. Yes, the wrestler from the WWE is the MC. Just kidding. Aside from the jokes, in command of his squad named Spearhead is Vladilina Milize. 86 is probably one of the only mecha shows that showed a lot of potential in the last few years, so go ahead and check that one out. And at number 11, we have The World is Still Beautiful. Now that's a phenomenal thing to say back in 2018. In this anime, the world is split into two halves. The Sun Kingdom, where people only see the sun, and the Rain Dukedom, where people only have rain. Imagine not getting rain. Like, how do plants grow, survive? Same for the Rain Dukedom. Imagine not getting any sunlight. I'd be white instead of brown. Now, the Sun Kingdom's king Livius Orvinus discovers that individuals in the Rain Dukedom can summon rain with the power of their voice. And no, that's not because they're terrible at singing. So he decided to travel to that nation so that he can marry Nike Remercier, the princess of the Rain Dukedom. But when Livius arrived, he discovered that the people in the Rain Dukedom see him as a terrible person and ruler. Talk about a welcoming party right there. But you know, realistically, who wouldn't consider you a terrible person if you've conquered like the whole world? And at number 10, we have Paradise Kiss. Paradise Kiss revolves around the story of Yukari Hayasake and how she becomes one of the most famous models of all time. Hot. The story starts when she was going back to her home and bumped into a crazy looking guy named Arashi. He literally is the physical form of 2002. Back streets back, alright! This guy's nerfed Miyamura from Horimiya. But he looked so off to Yukari that she passed out. What? So she wakes up and finds out Arashi just wanted her to be a model in an upcoming event hosted by the Yazawa Art Academy, a really famous art school. Everybody she met were just all fashion designers and they wanted her to wear some drip. You know what I mean? Surprisingly, Yukari declines, but what happens next will shock you. And at number 9, we have Yamada-kan and the 7 Witches. What we have here is what looks like a spin-off of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. This anime tells the story of a delinquent who wanted to become better in life and change his ways. Yeah, that's me. But everything was thrown in the drain when Yamada became a dull guy who began to spend his time alone. This just led him to be a jerk. Again, commitments, am I right? Everyone saw him as a delinquent, but his dull existence changed when he met Yudara Shiraishi, the best student in class. An accident happened between them and their lives turned upside down. With the one accidental kiss, they discovered that they can switch bodies. The show basically became fantasy your name with kisses. They soon join a club with only one member, but meet a lot more people along the way. It wasn't named Yamada-kan and the 7 Witches for nothing. Wink wink. And at number 8, we have My Teen Romantic Comedy, Snafu, the holy grail of slice of life drama anime, or Oregaru. This anime tells us the story of a pessimistic high school boy named Hachiman Hikigaya, who prefers spending his time alone while rambling about society this and society that. He has strange views in life and thinks that having friends or even having a girlfriend is just stupid. He's every weeb when they turn 16, basically. He was forced into joining the volunteer service club with one of the most gorgeous girls in the school. But this wasn't a blessing, it was a punishment. So, quick question, why did I never receive punishments like this in school? It wasn't all butterflies and rainbows, as he was with Yukino Shita, the Ice Queen. Cold. Strap up, because it's gonna be one hell of a cry fest as the Ice Queen and a pessimist find their own meaning of the word genuine. Oregaru is not your typical happy-go-lucky slice of life anime. It dives deep into the psychology of these characters, making them even more realistic. It tells about the hypocrisy of society, friends, and life itself. Snafu is something else, and if you watch the show, you might just find your own meaning of what it means for something to be authentic. And at number 7, we have Dance with Devils. Dance with Devil tells the story of Ritsuka Tachibana, an average girl who lives a peaceful life. She was suddenly questioned by the student council like a criminal, and to make matters worse, her mother was kidnapped. Not only that, but she was also mistakenly dragged into a realm of demons and vampires? Hold up. What? So what? Why do student councils in anime feel like they're the FBI or something? Like, student councils don't even have money in real life. Like, we're struggling to, like, fundraise money all the time. Like, I remember, like, how? Both demons and vampires are on the hunt for the grimoire, a powerful and mysterious item. You're probably wondering why they're chasing Ritsuka. Well, they both believe Ritsuka possesses some sort of power that can help them in locating the secret grimoire. Who knows, maybe Asta from Black Clover pops up out of nowhere and he was the reason they're chasing her. So does our MC hold such powerful powers? Does Asta really appear? Well, don't just sit there, guys. Watch the anime. And at number 6, we have Black Cat. Nothing is simple about this anime except the title. Black Cat revolves around the story of Train Hartnett, the infamous gunman and a cold-blooded assassin. He's a complete badass with a pet name, the best kind of assassin. He works for an organization known as Chronos, and his whole life is surrounded by action, and you got it, action. However, his life completely changes when he meets Saya, an energetic girl and a bounty hunter. As Train spent more time with her, he started to fall in love and decided to quit as an assassin. Whoa. It's a big move, my boy. So how will the organization react to this when they learn of Train's decision? My man went from Black Cat to Stray Cat real quick. At number 5, we have My Little Monster. The reason My Little Monster is on number 5, guys, is because it's hilarious. I mean, if I remember correctly, it has one of the fastest confessions in all rom-coms ever in anime. Episode 1 and it's done. Boom. See ya. Some series make the characters confess after the season, some after 3 seasons. But no, the author said, fudge it. Let's do it right away. It tells us the story of Shizuku and Haru. Shizuku is a quiet girl who doesn't socialize much and is a huge nerd, whereas Haru is a bad boy for life who has stopped attending school after a fight. These two are literal opposites, but one thing they do have in common is that they are not afraid to hit you when it counts. Okay, take it easy on me. Oh, and they both have no friends. You three have so much in common, guys. Just kidding. This is the anime where a random chicken gets more cameos than Stan Lee in the entire MCU universe. In every scene, the chicken is there. Let's just hope they don't go to KFC after. What happens when two people who are completely opposite to each other get in a relationship? Who really is the little monster though? And at number 4, we have Wolf Girl and Black Prince. We had Black Cat, Chicken Stan Lee, and now we have Wolf Girl and Black Prince. Who's next? Buddha and Jesus? Oh no. Well, this is also one of the finest rom-com anime, and it's a lot of fun. It follows the story of Erika, a girl who generally lies to her friends about having a boyfriend. Okay, I get it. Can be embarrassing. When her friends insisted on seeing a picture of her boyfriend, she showed them a picture of Kyoya instead, a random guy who was not her boyfriend. And it just doesn't end here. Later, she even requested Kyoya to play the role, but instead of agreeing, he said something hilarious, which you need to find out. Kyoya forces Erika to become his dog if she wants him to pretend in front of her friends. And I'm not joking here, guys. You know, this is not me. You can check on my anime list, watch the anime, so don't get mad at me. Kyoya, who appeared to be a nice guy, just has a few screws loose, man. And number 3, we have Fruits Basket. It talks about a market where everyone sells fruit-flavored mochi. Wait, I got things mixed up. This anime actually follows Toru, a 16-year-old girl who lost her mother in an accident. That's sad. She began living in a tent after staying with her grandfather for a short time. She must have even worse luck than Hajime earlier, because her tent got destroyed by a landslide. But Yuki Soma, the most popular boy at her school, offered to let her stay with him at his house. Guys, this is what we need. You know, we need this type of care and just normal human interaction in the world. Like, we need to be taking care of each other like this, because you know what? That's what humans used to be back in the days, you know? Like, people used to be nice to each other. Let's bring that back, yeah? When Toru arrives at the Soma mansion, yeah, that's right, I said mansion, she finds out their secret. When a person from the Soma family is hugged by someone of the opposite gender, they momentarily turn into one of the zodiac animals. Huh? This bizarre event, however, is no funny matter. Rather, it is a horrible curse with a tragic past. Imagine getting hugged and turning into a dragon. Actually, I don't know if I mind that so much. I think I'm down for that one. Must be awesome until the world is destroyed, of course. Yeah, okay, you're right about that one. But what really is their tragic past? And how will Toru live her life now that she lives in a house of zodiac signs? Up at number 2, we have Blue Spring Ride. This anime's plot revolves around Futaba Yoshioka, who is at the center of attention for all the guys but despised by all the girls. I feel you, Futaba. It's so hard, especially with this sexy face of mine. You know what I'm saying, guys? But all that doesn't matter to her, because as long as Ko Tanaka is by her side, she can live out her days with a smile. The actual story begins when Futaba and Ko shared a spot to stay in while it was raining. How romantic. Oh, and she fell hard for him, like hard. But his sudden disappearance crushed her. She was alone with no one to hold on to. 3 years later, Futaba becomes a lot more boyish and wants no one to hate her anymore. But what happens when Ko suddenly appears with a new name and a new personality? That's what happens when the past comes back. It hits you like a truck. Blue Spring Ride is one of the best vanilla romance anime series out there. It talks about the pain and experiences of youth, as well as the relationships we make. It's just a shoujo, ain't it? And the all-time winner of our recommendations at number 1, Kaichu wa Maid-sama. This all-time great anime takes the top spot on our list, and it is without a doubt the finest and the most exquisite rom-com anime out there. This anime tells the story of Usui Takumi, a delinquent. Well, he just looks like one, but he has a really good heart, sometimes. He always considers others before speaking, and he's only interested in one girl, Misaki Ayuzawa. She attends the same school as Usui and is the student body president. But this isn't any normal school. This is anime, my guys. Something has gotta happen. She's given the nickname Demon President and is the first female president of the student council in this former all-boys school. Even though she looks perfect, she's actually poor and has to work at a maid cafe to survive. But at the right time and at the not so right moment, Usui finds out about her secret. With her reputation on the line, what will happen next? Hello to all my Sigma males out there. We've come to the end of the list, and if I do say so myself, that was one good recommendation list, I think. I could be wrong, tell me in the comments. Anime series like these don't come too often, and it's always fun to watch them. It's always the character development though, guys, that drives the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's no character development, So what do you think about this list? Who do you think should be number 1 on this list? It's your boy Ernie Senpai. Tell me in the comments. See you in the next one.